Hello everyone, I'm AussieJTV, back with some more Castle Morihisa after a slight break on the channel, but I thought it was time to bring this back, see some more of the game, and maybe play some of the characters we didn't really get quite as far with. So mainly I'm thinking of the samurai and the ninja, where I don't think we even got out of the first zone. So let's go with the samurai again, because we played the ninja most recently, and see if we can maybe get some better synergy, some better ideas with what this character's about. So just from a quick reminder from last time, some of the key mechanics of the samurai is obviously retaliate, which means before taking damage, expend all of your retaliate and deal that damage to an attacker. So if an attacker, for example, has 3 health, and you have retaliate 3 or 4 on your character, when they go to hit you, they will actually die before their hit goes through. You also have, I'll see if there's any in the shop, you have this thing called Sakura. So basically you can gain it passively over time through your cards, and when you get to 5, you gain an extra action point, and you gain one of the blossom cards. Unfortunately you can't see them here, but they're like basically powerful cards that cost, I believe, all 1 action point. And then you also have sort of strength gain cards as well. And I think maybe I'm just going to buy this straight away because it seems strong, and maybe try and build like a strength gain deck. I mean, there's plenty of talents that we could go for that work with strength as well. I'm just seeing if we have any in this version. In fact, there's not actually that many that I can see. But it seems a lot of the stuff is actually around Sakura. But let's see how we go for now. See if this strength will help. And I'm just having a look at what we have here. Well, I guess let's grab Takanaka Shigeharu with the stun, because that way, you know, if it looks like we're going to take a ton of damage, we can just play that to stop everyone attacking for that turn. And let's dive right in. Mutated Man to kick things off. I mean, I guess we're not in a huge rush, so I will get the full block in and deal 4 damage. These first couple of enemies normally aren't particularly difficult, and especially now that we have passive strength gain, as long as we put up enough defense every turn, eventually we're going to get the kill on him. So as you can see, we're already now doing strength +2, so we're dealing 6 damage per hit, which means we can actually finish him off right now. I think picking that tactic up at the start of the game was going to be really helpful for us, as long as we can gain enough action points. And actually, this is a new keyword I've not seen before. Gain 3 ward. So basically, it's 3 passive armor per turn. Okay, this character just seems to be very, very similar to what is effectively the Ironclad in Slay the Spire. But I'm going to take this for now, I think. And just, you know, maybe we'll go tactics. We don't necessarily have to go strength. We can just go for a tactics deck. And let's see what we can get here. I think what I'm thinking of all of these, well, we can't do disarm. We can't put Sakura on an enemy or on ourselves. So either we go deal just enough damage to kill an enemy, or start the battle after resting at a camp with 2 extra action points. I think this is probably going to be better in the long term, so I'm going to take it, even though we're probably not going to see a camp quite this early on. And now we've got Rice Hat grants 1 extra talent point when you buy talent points in the shop. Okay, so maybe that incentivizes us to buy a couple more talent points in the shop when we do, because I think previously we've not done that too often. And I've still yet to buy my first consumable item, those green cards that you see in the shop. So maybe we've got to try that as well in this game. It's unfortunate here that we actually have both our tactics at once. Let's go Iron Senses and Guard, might as well try them. So now we're gaining 3 block anyway per turn. And to be honest, I don't think this guy's going to do much more than 6 damage. So we're barely going to take any damage this fight, if anything. And maybe we should be trying to go for some of those quests, if you remember from previous runs, which are like win a fight without taking any damage whatsoever. That probably sounds like the best play in my eyes. It's a shame that we didn't get many attacks here, so we can't actually deal any damage to him, but we're not going to deal any ourselves, so not a huge problem here. And we can't quite kill this time, so we'll continue to gain our armor, and you know, that perfectly saves us, and we'll almost certainly be able to kill him next turn. All we would need is 1 attack. And there we go, 1 attack. So far, so good. This is looking like a much better run than our first run as the samurai. Obviously, we understand a bit more about the character. And we could think about getting Berserk as a skill to up our strength increase as much as possible. I'm gonna take it because, you know, we might find a use for it. And there is definitely a card in the samurai deck, which is basically the effects of strength are twice as big on that card. So basically, I'm looking and hoping to get that card later on and add it to our deck. Now let's go into the elite fight. Hopefully we're strong enough to fight an elite straight away. This is probably my favorite elite to find on the first floor, and I'm actually going to be willing to take the 8 damage hit just to get our tactic out straight away. Because I think, you know, this is one of those ones where as long as we can get our tactics out fairly quickly and not take too much damage, then, you know, everything will become easier and easier from then on. That is a lot of damage we are taking this turn, actually. So maybe tell a lie partially. We are still going to take damage this turn. But, I mean, it could be worse. It's not too much. And this is the first elite, and we did do an elite fairly early on for the game. Like, normally you don't fight you know, we haven't got enough buffs to make ourselves stronger than usual yet. And let's see what we can do. We can't really do much here this turn at all, so we're going to take a little bit more damage. It's a bit of a shame that we got webbed, which basically prevents us from playing attack cards. This is going to play itself, 2 katanas. And one thing to remember is retaliate. So what we were talking about earlier, it doesn't sort of dispel over turns. So since she didn't attack this time, I didn't use my retaliate, so I can still use it on this turn as well. Unfortunately, we're still not going to be able to kill this turn, so I guess guard up as much as humanly possible. We're going to take 3 damage in total. And we really need to start hitting now. I think we'll probably kill her next turn. In fact, can we work this out? Well, we're going to definitely draw 1 attack, which is already like 12 damage. So we just need to draw 1 more. And I forgot we have actually been made webbed. So actually, we're not going to. But we're not going to take any damage ourselves either. This may have been a fight that we were better off trying to use our stun, if I'd remembered about it. But you know me, I never remember the stun, which is very unfortunate. So here we go. And I'm recording this on a Saturday evening. I think I may have already mentioned this in a previous video. Sorry, let me just pick this first. Gain 12 armor in a single turn, but that's probably something we can do quite easily. Remove 1 card, gain a talent point, win a battle within 4 turns. I'm going to take win a battle within 4 turns because I think we want to try and make sure we get that strength card that deals more damage per strength. I'm actually going to take Rampage here because this seems to work really well for me in a run that I did off stream, and it works well with, you know, strength. If we're going to deal X damage, well, no, sorry. If we're going to deal, how much is it? 6 damage X times? Yeah, 6 damage X times. The more strength we have, the more times that's going to hit. And let's see if we can pick up a good item here. I'm just seeing if there's anything strength-based. And see, this potentially could be useful, but I feel like we often always use our 3 action points. 3 skills, we're never going to do that. Lose 8 or more health to an attack. That could happen, but it doesn't feel particularly exciting. If you have no retaliate, a turn start, gain 3 stacks. To be fair, of all of these, that might be the best. It's either that or recover 20 health upon starting a boss battle, but we're not going to start one quite yet. So let's get focus retaliate, and then we'll see what we can go from then on. And pick up another relic as well. So what I was basically saying, that's a shame that we got this tactic cards from now on, because we obviously have 2 good tactic cards in our deck, and we'll go straight for another elite. But yeah, we had a storm hit a lot of, well, not even just the south of England, but Wales and up the western coast as well yesterday. So, you know, massive debris, etc., flying around, and I think it's also affected Northern Europe as well. I don't know. I assume that it must have come from the North Sea, in which case, I'm just thinking, I'm probably going to stun here. Yeah, if it was coming from the North Sea, obviously it wouldn't impact places like Spain, I don't believe, or Portugal. But it definitely, you know, had an impact here. So didn't manage to get quite as much recording done and but I have said I always find it strange how they name all these storms after like old men nowadays. Like Eunice was the name of the storm, and I just think, you know, I know it used to be previously that people had to go because they were always women's named, like Hurricane Katrina and all of that sort of stuff. So I'm glad they're starting to mix it up. But you know, you thought you could throw in a bit more of a modern name. Maybe it's just to make sure we don't piss off the people who still have that name. 15 damage here. We're really sort of feeling the pain a bit actually, but they would not be able to kill this boss quite as well as I was hoping. But I mean, I guess we're going to rampage. We're not going to use our fighting spirit, even though that's potentially our get out of jail free card. And I wanted to see if we could upgrade it. In fact, maybe we can check this. Does it become 2 cost? That was what I was hoping for. So this will become 1 cost, 2 cost. So those are probably our upgrade targets. Maybe you want to try and prioritize going to campsites. Normally I sort of only go through campsites to heal, which is probably a lack of good play on my part. You know, I tend to focus only on using campsites if we really need to. Like, I think getting a relic or something like that will always be better. But I think more and more I'm going to have to stun here again. It's a shame that we've already used 2 of our 3 fallen heroes on the first round, but it's not the end of the world. And we can gain enough armor here not to take any damage this time, and we should almost certainly kill this turn. Yeah, we'll kill with a rampage because it looks the flashiest. And yeah, let's see if we can get anything good here. More talent points is always good. Turn start, game 1 Sakura. I mean, we have got quite a lot of tactics in our deck, but I really don't think we'll be spreading our spells too thin if we're going for Sakura at the same time. Though in a sense, I guess these all link up together in saying we want to fight slow fights because we're going to gain stuff passively over time. For now, I am going to think, yeah, I think I'm going to pick up, I'm going to pick up the second rampage. I was debating skipping because obviously it's useless to have 2 rampages in your hand at one time, unless you have a way to like gain action points on killing an enemy or something like that. And let's see, this is good, but it's long term. Win a battle within 3 turns. Obviously, that could happen quite quickly. Upgrade. I'm going to get upgrade 3 cards because we know we want to upgrade some of those tactics that we've seen. And we have got 6 talent points here. So maybe we can get something here. Turn end, for each void. Recover 10 health. I'm just saying, if you have 1 or more strength at turn start, gain 1 action point. Almost certainly that's what we're going to want to go for. But I'm just, for each tactic card you play, a random tactic card in your hand has its action point cost reduced by 1. I mean, this could be good, but what I'm thinking at the moment is we only have 2, and they're 3 and 2 respectively. So even with a 1 cost reduction, we're still not going to be able to play both of them. So that seems like more of a later, if we get more action points, we might want that. And it's either going to be this fighter for each 3 attack cards played on the same turn, gain 1 strength, or it's going to be Ever Onward. And I think we'll take Ever Onward for now, just to sort of kick ourselves into gear, because I'm hoping to try and play that strength upgrade tactic every fight if I can. Unfortunately, we haven't got a good chance to play it here. The question is, do we take 3 damage so that we can rampage? It's 12 damage versus 3. I think we should. Yeah, let's do that. What I was debating is, you know, we could try and wait, seem to get a day off, an attack off where we could play a load of our tactic cards and then gain strength over time and basically try and do this without taking any damage, but I think that's very unlikely, let's be honest. And now this is in range with a 2 cost Rampage. It's saying that we can't Fighting Spirit and Rampage, and I don't really think there's much point in this run, so we might as well just kill that one and get ready to hopefully kill the Web Spinner in 2 turns, because obviously we've got Sticky. I am remembering this slowly but surely. So we'll just put our block up, not take any damage, and finish this enemy off now. So I wouldn't mind getting some health, but I almost think we do have to prioritize some of these upgrades instead. Gain 3 armor. All of these seem pretty weak to me. I don't really want them. Keep our deck slim if we can. I don't think we can get an elite done, I'll be honest. If we had something here that would give us health, I'd make me feel a bit more comfortable. And I guess we could look here. Is there something that we really want? Maybe we could gain some more talent points. Maybe we could remove a card. Maybe we could refresh the shop as well. That's what I'm thinking. Is there going to be a super good thing to get? I don't think so. I don't really think so. Let me have a look. I mean, do we really want to refresh or remove? I mean, we could... If we were to pick up this, it's going to get upgraded straight away. So what does that mean? It starts in our hand, but it's 3 costs. We just don't have the money for this stuff. Or, well, the action points. I think we'll just pass for now, but I'm not going to fight the elite. I'm trying to learn my lesson, not go every time I see an elite, I have to do that fight. And try and play it a bit more safe. Now, this is where I was about to say we really want Fighting Spirit, because neither of them are attacking, so that gives us a chance. I'm going to Rampage, but it won't do any damage. I was just hoping there might be, I don't know, whether strength would have any impact, but I guess we didn't have any strength on that turn either. And this will be another setup turn. We'll just set up all of our tactics that we can, and now we're ready to go to town, though. 18 damage is quite a lot. Is there any way that we're going to be able to beat this? 8, 16, 24, 32. Perfect. I don't know why we have an extra action point. Why do we have an extra action point? Grants 1 extra... Oh yeah, if you have 1 or more strength at turn start, that's really good for us. I forgot about that. So this might just win us the fight. So that's straight away, and that's going to give us those 100 coins, which we wanted. I'm not going to get another Berserk because I don't think we need it. I'm not going to take any of these, actually. If we had more action points, I'd take Tortoise Shell, but not for now, and we'll gain the extra gold. So now we have quite a bit of gold. I'm thinking, let's gain... Let me see if is there anything we really want to get rid of? I don't think so in our deck. Really, all I want is increased action points. So I'm going to buy... Ooh, talent points, refresh. Now we could get another Fighting Spirit at some point, but I don't think we can really deal with that. I would love to make like a proper armor. What's it called? A deck? Armor deck. I was losing track there at some point. I think that'd be quite good. But for now, I'm looking at these and nothing's going. I absolutely must have you in my deck. Recover 20 health and place 1 curse card into your graveyard. I mean, that could be good as like a last ditch resort. For now, I'm going to go to the rest site and I'm actually going to upgrade and reduce the cost of our Fighting Spirit instead of healing. Maybe I'll regret that. And I'll actually go for a question mark. I haven't been going for question marks that often, and I feel like that's probably a bad thing because we've seen most of the... Interesting. So I think we'll just take the 10 health. Obviously, we come across a brush of wild fruits by the road. So let's have a little bite. That will heal us up. That's perfect. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to go for a question mark. I was looking for, you know, some sort of health upgrade, some sort of health increase. And to be fair, we've seen most of the core gameplay loop of this game by now. I'm sure there's some enemies we haven't seen, some of these artifacts we haven't seen. But in principle, we've seen quite a bit of it. So these question marks are probably the things we've seen the least of. And it feels very satisfying to kill an enemy in one hit, one turn like that. And we'll probably, why not, gain another Iron Sensors? We're going for a tactics build. Do we have anything that would help us with tactics? Obviously we have, where was it that we saw before? There was definitely something that we had. Here you go, perfect deliberation. I feel like we're going to get that. I'm just seeing if there's something that we definitely want instead. And I don't see anything here that we need to sort of build ourselves to straight away. Just double check. When you kill enemy, excess damage instead dealt to a random enemy. That's probably quite good. Striding Step and unstoppable are going to be good for us. But for now, I'm going to take this tactic card, and I'm going to take barbed armor, so that we're sort of set up to either get unstoppable soon and be building into striding step, because I think we definitely need more action points with this deck. With all the tactics, they have high costs at the start. We might need draw by the time we played all our tactics out, but let's get the tactics first and foremost. Now, can we take no damage here? We're not going to take no damage, so I might as well Iron Senses guard. As I said, this is all about a slow burn start to the deck to do massive damage later. Or at least that's the idea I have in mind. So for that point, we're going to Fighting Spirit into Retaliate. And here we only take 1 point of damage, and we deal some to them as well, so it's really not a big deal. And this is where we hopefully... Actually, we can't kill. I'd rather not take damage, to be honest. So I'm just going to try and get them both evenly low, because as soon as we get our next Rampage to show up, especially if we have 4 action points, it should be a kill. So it's probably not quite, unfortunately, because of the disarm. I think we would maybe have it if not. So I'll gain some extra ward. This puts us on enough armor not to take any damage, and here you go. 1 more Rampage, we've won. Even if we get regular attacks, we've probably won as well, but might as well finish it off with Rampage. The more times we can win a fight with Rampage, the better I'll feel in this game, because I just think it does look so cool. None of these are going to help us particularly. I mean, Vulnerable might help. You know, we have a lot of strength. It increases the effectiveness of some of these, but I think we've got a good deck, to be honest. If we have a chance to pick up that card I was mentioning that increases damage based on power, then we'll do that. And for now, I'll just drop Iron Senses cost. I'm just trying to drop them as much as possible. We might heal before we fight. Oh, that's very nice. You start each battle with 1 extra strength. That will go very well with the fact that we have, if you have 1 or more strength at turn start, gain 1 action point. What I don't know is, I assume this triggers first. So even on the first turn, we'll have 4 action points. But let's see when we get into this battle here. Do we have 4 action points? That's what I'm looking for. Be really good if we do. We have way more than that. We have 6. Obviously, we get 2 from exiting a rest area. 1 for the fact that we have 1 strength to start with. So very good for us. We can basically play our whole hand, actually. We are still going to take some damage, which is a bit unfortunate. But, you know, what can you do? We played everything we could. There wasn't anything we could do to stop that, bar burning our last stun, and who wants to do that? Just double check. Does this get a kill? I think it gets an exact kill, actually, so let's do that. Perfect. We're winning them fast. This reminds me of when you go Whirlwind build on Slay the Spire, if anyone knows what I'm talking about. And I'm thinking we might pick up a parry, because if we start getting more and more action points, we'll want that ability to draw, basically. And I'm thinking, can we get more talent points soon? That's sort of in the back of my mind is, can we get talent points? And I'm thinking we could try and go for an elite again. I actually think we're better off going to a rest site. Is there anything we could upgrade a Rampage is what I'm thinking. Or we could heal. I'm going to upgrade the Rampage. I think we'll heal before we fight the boss here. But at least we got the upgrade first. So let's rest. We're at 41. That's a good chunk of health. And let's go in. And maybe later we'll look to buy the talent that basically gives you health before you fight a boss, because that could be quite useful. Perfect that we get Fighting Spirit on our first turn. And we've got so many cards. In fact, I'm just going to keep going through. I was hoping we'd get Iron Senses. So already now we're taking... Well, we would take 1 damage, so we might as well guard and deal 7 damage 1 time. Very good start to this boss fight, very good start. The only thing that could have been better is if we got our last Iron Senses as well. So let's just go to town. I think we might even be able to beat this boss without taking any damage. Cross my fingers, hopefully I'm not saying that too soon. But it just doesn't feel like there's much to worry about. I mean, we'd have 6 passive block a turn. I mean, I'm going to riposte because, as I said, I'm going to try not to take any damage. And this makes me think as well, we should be going for that talent. That is, if you play 3 attacks on the same turn. Was it in a row? I would have to double check. Whenever you play... Well, it's one of the ones down here. For each 3 attack cards played on the same turn, gain 1 strength. I think we should be going for this at some point as well. Probably going to get... I don't know whether it's more important to get to Striding Step first, considering we now have almost permanent 4 action points at the start of turn. But it is very good to see nonetheless. Let's see, we might as well gain Retaliate, because unfortunately we didn't really get to do too much damage this turn. But if we draw that Rampage Plus, that's going to be probably a kill. It might just win us the game. Let's have a look. We didn't draw it. Okay, so that makes it easier. We'll play 1 guard, and then we'll go to town on this enemy. And then I think we're almost guaranteed to win this turn. Let's see, and it'll be really good, really exciting to not take any damage. Look, 14 damage 4 times. That is absolutely amazing. For a second, I thought we hadn't won there. Oh, no way. I didn't even think about that. Because he spawns back as a little baby, we are going to take damage. No, we're not going to take damage. Sorry, tell a lie. We have enough ward. I was like, we are going to do this boss without taking any damage whatsoever. Thank God. Well, not that it was the end of the world if we didn't, but it just looks cooler and cooler to say that you've done that. And that will probably be done for lights out for this first round. I wonder how much damage. 12 damage on each of our regular attacks. That's really cool. And Dry Plum, restore 3 health when you unlock a talent. Okay, that's quite useful as well. I wonder if we got that because of... I wonder if we got that because we didn't take any damage or something. And I think I might take Tiger's Fury. Deal 8 damage. If this previous card played, deal 12 damage. 12 damage for 1 card. I mean, yeah, I'm going to take it. Why not? And I'm going to hope we get something else to give us action points. We're probably not going to do this. Play 3 defense cards on the same turn. Maybe we will. I hope not to lose 30 health. Win a battle with at least 3 action points remaining. I mean, the reward does nothing. I'm actually going to take the play 3 defenses because I say we're never going to do that. We probably are going to do that. It's just, you know, we just have to wait and see. Right. With that, I think I'm going to end the run. I'll do all my talents and stuff at the start of the next episode. But if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know if you want to see more Castle Morihisa, or if you even want me to go back and play other sort of deck building roguelikes. I've played many of them, like Slay the Spire or things like that on the channel. But for now, thanks for watching. I'm AussieJTV.